Qcells Q.PEAK Duo BLK ML-G10 Plus promises premium all-black aesthetics with 400 to 415 watts per panel, high efficiency around 20 to 21%, and rock-solid 25-year warranties. Either we've reached the sweet spot of residential solar, or this is another case of shiny specs meeting harsh reality. On paper you get Q.ANTUM Duo half-cell tech, multi-busbar for better current collection, anti-PID and anti-LTID claims, and a temperature coefficient around -0.34% per degree Celsius. Sounds criminally generous for the price. But here's the thing, all black runs hotter, PERC isn't the latest N-type, and marketing loves STC numbers you'll rarely see. I installed 2 ML-G10 Plus panels on my test rack and logged data for 60 days. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 60 days of testing. Here's what Qcells says this panel does for you: sleek curb appeal, strong energy density, dependable shade tolerance, and long-term reliability. The key marketing promises look like this: 400 to 415 W output with around 20 to 21% module efficiency. Q.ANTUM Duo Z half-cell design for higher yields and shade resilience. Strong warranty. Up to 25-year product and performance, roughly 86% output at year 25. Anti-lid and anti-LTID reliability, plus high mechanical load ratings. Sounds impressive, right? But here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim 405 W per panel at STC. What you actually get most of the time is much lower because real roofs are not labs. Here's why. STC is 1000 W per square meter at 25 degrees C cell temperature. In the real world, even on a clear day, irradiance bounces between 800 and 950 W per square meter, and cell temps hit 45 to 60 C on an all-black module. With a -0.34% per C temperature coefficient, a 25 C rise from STC costs you roughly 8.5%, and 950 W per square meter costs another 5%. In my midday tests, each 405 W panel sat between 345 and 365 WDC. That's not disappointing, that's physics. The claim is accurate but only under lab conditions. They claim superior shade performance thanks to half cells and multiple busbars. What you actually get is decent substring protection, not magic. I masked the lower row to simulate a gutter shadow. Output dropped by roughly 1/3 on that panel, which is actually expected because modern panels are split into substrings with bypass diodes. The good news: it didn't nuke the whole string. The catch: any diagonal or complex shade can still hammer production, and all black frames heat faster, making shade losses worse in summer. They claim better long-term durability with anti-LID and anti-LTID protections. Reality check. Qcells has a solid track record and shows up as a top performer in independent reliability scorecards year after year. That's a green flag, but this is still PERC silicon, not the newer N-type TOPCon or HJT with lower temperature coefficients and lower initial light-induced degradation. Expect first-year degradation around 2% and then roughly 0.5% per year, landing near 86% by year 25, which matches their warranty math. If you live in a high-heat, high-irradiance climate, N-type panels can hold up a bit better on hot roofs. They imply easy compatibility with microinverters. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible for some pairings. If you slap a 405 W panel on an older microinverter capped around 295 VA, you will clip. In my test with a legacy micro, clipping cost me 2 to 4% of daily yield on high sun days. It's not the end of the world, but it's energy you're leaving on the table. Pair with a right-sized inverter or modern micro to avoid expensive confusion. But wait, there's more. Buying panels through e-commerce introduces shipping and warranty hurdles. I checked the crate on arrival. Corner protection was fine, but one frame had a tiny scuff and I had to verify serial numbers for warranty registration. If you buy from a reseller that isn't authorized, your warranty experience may be less smooth. That's not a Qcells problem, that's the online marketplace reality. Power and efficiency. On my south-facing 25-degree tilt rig, the ML-G10 Plus hit 20.5% nameplate efficiency, which is in line with premium PERC. Peak midday in cool weather, I saw momentary DC spikes near nameplate. but sustained output sat 10 to 15% under SDC as expected. Versus an N-type 420W competitor, the Qcells trailed by around 2 to 3% in hot conditions due to the slightly worse temp coefficient. Shade tolerance, half-cell architecture, and 3 bypass diode zones did exactly what they should. Linear shade across the bottom row cost 1 substring and about 30 to 35% on that module. Patchy shade produced unstable MPPT behavior until the inverter settled, which is normal. Panel-level optimization helps if you have complex shade patterns. Temperature performance, all black looks great but runs hotter. I measured 3 to 5°C higher backsheet temps compared to a silver frame white backsheet panel on the same rack, translating to 1 to 2% additional heat loss on sunny summer days. Not a deal breaker, but worth noting if you prioritize performance over looks. Build and aesthetics, the frame feels sturdy with tidy busbar lines and neat cell spacing. Mechanical load ratings are solid for residential wind and snow. Qcells publishes high front load figures, suitable for most roof zones when installed correctly. The black-on-black aesthetic is excellent curb appeal. Just remember, heat is the trade-off. Here's what nobody tells you: freight damage and warranty registration are on you if you go DIY. Document serials, inspect glass and frames on delivery, and confirm your inverter pairing to avoid clipping. The marketing doesn't mention that not every local installer will touch homeowner-purchased panels, so plan your labor ahead. Verdict: recommended with a couple caveats. If you want an all-black, reputable panel with proven reliability and a strong 25-year warranty, the Qcells Q.PEAK Duo BLK ML-G10 Plus is a safe bet. Pros: excellent aesthetics, dependable real-world output, solid quality control, and industry credibility. Cons: runs a bit hotter than white backsheet options. PERC tech lags the newest N-type for high heat performance, and you must size your inverter properly to avoid clipping. If the price you're seeing lands competitively per watt versus N-type alternatives, this is worth it. If N-type is only slightly more, consider the long-term heat advantage. Choose with your roof and climate in mind. Stay savvy out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Drop your roof details in the comments and I'll suggest a matching inverter size. Next up, I'm putting a budget N-type panel against this Qcells in a head-to-head summer heat test. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Until then, build smart and spend smarter.